Hello everyone, we're back. Welcome back to more 2 Point Museum here on Snoozy Games. Hopefully you're finding these videos particularly chilled, a nice vibe. That is what I'm going for after all. If you have any recommendations for how I can make these even more chill or more conducive to snoozing, do let me know. And also if you have any recommendations on games to play once we reach the end of this one here, please do let me know. Yeah, I wanted to add the staff door there. I think that's a nice touch. And I know that we need to do a plant exhibit next. So we'll just get the regular grass floor. That's worth the 5 kudos for the sake of, see, now that looks planty now, you see. I don't know if there's a particularly plant-themed wallpaper. The grassland vista, that's about right, I would say. That suits me fine. And then and there we go. That was pretty nifty, all things considered. That's solid. And then we can always build the building out and add a door, turn that into a partition wall or something. But for right now, that should be fine. Because in the last part, we did indeed get ourselves the blooming buffoon here, which we'll place. And now, pause to make sure it doesn't die. And we'll place the heater and the mister nearby, just to make sure that the climate there is all okay, because it does need a humid climate. Hot and humid. It's kind of how the UK has felt recently with some of these pretty awful heat waves. So that's now, the buzz is only 2. That's not really enough for me. Let's get it to 4. 4 is okay. Needs to be near the prehistory playground. Really? I suppose I could put one of those in here, but that kind of feels a little bit... doesn't really feel like it fits the vibe. Is this like a prehistory plant? I guess it must be, but that doesn't feel right to me. I've been saving some kudos, so I think it's worth investing on some wall info stands, because I think they're pretty nifty to not take up any space. Although I don't really want one there. As I say, I will be building this sort of section out as necessary. And then of course, if we move that over a little bit, that's an easier straight shot to get that. So now we can build the survey scanner, which is excellent news, because the survey scanner is very nifty, and we will certainly be building a lot of those. I think it's a solid investment. Surveying the land helps to get epic quality stuff, which is important. And yes, I did train Cedar Humbug. There they are. In order to increase the survey level of the botany areas. You see, I'm always thinking ahead. I'm on it. I'm pretty wise like that. You can't get past me, you see. Now the issue is that they won't loop back towards the gift shop. It's a small price to pay for right now, I think. Oh, I think we're about to see it in action. There it is. And now they're a clown. Fancy that. Think, where am I at with my security guards? I have 5, and honestly they could be more well trained. If you're delicate, I think it's probably worth... Oh, I don't have the wider surveillance thing yet. That's why I haven't actually trained these guys in anything too useful right now. There will be opportunities for that, rest assured. But honestly, I think my staff level is kind of okay right now. I think maybe if I am going to hire anything, it could be another janitor. And while there's a handy janitor, let's add him to the team. Now I have already made one of these, about to make a second. I say me, of course. I'm not doing a whole lot of the work here. I just willed it into being. So we'll head over back to the Bigfoot Gardens. And between my survey skill and the survey scanner, that is 80%, which is perfect. I think I would rather do the speedy at the risk of the lost, and hopefully I don't end up with the monobeast nest. It's not too big a deal if I do have to send to the health illness curing place, the name of which I have forgotten. Remedy Springs, I think. I did read it there. I'm just not very wise. But they got the camping spot perfect, and I think only one of the events happens at Bigfoot Gardens. So they're certainly fine, and we're certainly at level 2 on the survey there. Which means it'll be an epic. Well, not necessarily, but it means there is potential for me to receive epic botany exhibits. And I have indeed the folding chap trap. That's perfect, I would say. So we'll pop you here, I think, so you're still sort of in range of things. You've got the heat, but not the humidity, so let's move a mister down here in this corner, just to ensure that's fine, and then I'll maybe move that a little bit over in case that needs fixing. Near a garden sign, I think I need to increase my enlightenment to get the garden sign. It would seem that way, yeah. But if we pop some tulips, is that going to... I think it must do. I shouldn't talk in certainties when I don't know them. Yes, but just barely. I think I could pop one there, and then there is actually space here to ensure that I could add another one and just build it out this way. It's possible, you see. That's something we can make happen. Now this obstruction, what worries me is the man-eating plant. MIA. It's not something that I really want to risk at this stage. Oh, perfect. I can unlock that by running a tour now, actually. Even if I then immediately cancel it in order to ensure that I always have 2 working generally. just to unlock Gnornwood. Gnornwood. Pretty sure it's Norn. Silverback Swamp, a wildlife expert. Ooh. I think that's the Zoozium DLC pack, which alas I don't have. I would rather this be how we do it. So dinosaur bones or tropical plants, and then we can add that and ensure that we're sound all the way through. Splendid stuff, I would say. Or in fact, let's do that and then add the survey. Do I have someone trained in? No. Okay. We'll keep it at the regular pace then, just for the sake of definitely scouting the area out. But I could get Laura a rocket with that speedy thing. Yeah, I'd rather not run a tour with only 2 things. I just feel like that's a little bit underwhelming, perhaps. And then to increase staff happiness, they have the time and space to take care of themselves and their need with access to food and drink, toilets and a staff room. Well, I do think I've done that fairly solidly. Let's be honest, the ultimate thing that needs to change for my staff is the pay. Yes. So let's pay everyone a solid wage. They still seem unhappy, but hopefully they'll spring up as it goes. They're particularly happy with their pay at 65%. I'll certainly accept that. Maybe they... I don't know why their pay satisfaction is so low. It doesn't seem to be on the list. Hopefully that'll spring back as soon as they arrive. But yeah, see, that has made quite a decent jump in the staff happiness there. Reminder to cut that bit out. I sneezed. A stink plant smells terrible when its health is low. Well, we just won't let its health get low. I think that's the wise move here, my friend. So that's as far as I can get it while still having it humid and good and everything. But the donation buzz on that is just not good enough. We've got to boost those numbers, my friends. That doesn't really boost that in the immediacy, but that's not as crucial. That doesn't give that any major boost either. We just want the buzz increase to be substantial. There we go. So now I think they're all on 4. Maybe this, yeah, they're all on 4. That one needs a specific. There we go. The pay satisfaction is rised. I know what I meant to say. At least one of us did, I suppose. Is there a way to ensure they can take longer breaks? It would appear not, which is a little bit disappointing. So let's give you the pilot wings, because training does make people happy. Let's give you analysis. And then I shall, of course, give you your financial restitutions. And because you're on 4 and you are soon to be 5, I will give you the happy thoughts, because I think that's also going to help with, well, staff happiness. Would you believe it? I don't know how effective staff happiness actually is in that sense. Like, I don't know how long it keeps them at 5% bonus happiness. Oh, one of them is missing of course. Let's get a standing wide info stand. just to ensure there's a little bit of knowledge for everybody there. And actually, because we have 2 buildings, I think it is probably worth investing in another. Oh, I'd rather have the one that's nimble as well. I did buy another janitor, so that's okay. Head back to Bigfoot Gardens. We can get the photosynthesizer workshop project. That's something. Activate buzz bonuses on 80% of botany exhibits. That needs to be near the prehistory playground. We're not really going to get very close to that, are we? Especially as I'm still building survey scanners. Whoopsie. How do we get this? Let's... I think it's probably worth going back and seeing if we can't get something that will... excuse me. That will work for the analysis machine. And then we can get a little bit of a boost, get some enlightenment. And if I remember correctly, and I don't think I do, but the garden sign is the first thing you unlock in the botany enlightenment. Ah, it is. Splendid. I really wasn't so sure on that. So, send them off to grab something. They may well come back with an illness. There were 2 illness chances. The camping spot, you see. I'm just a lucky guy like that. Ah, there's a dilemma. Okay. As the team works through the forest, it suddenly starts raining venomous snakes. Sadly, the team forgot to pack umbrellas. Let's get them safe. I had a feeling that damaged the exhibit, but because I intend to analyze it, the actual quality doesn't really matter. I already have a great blooming buffoon, and oh no, I have a good blooming buffoon. No, it is great. Yeah, the purple is epic. Excuse me. Let's see what we have. Yeah, just a regular old blooming buffoon. So we'll pop that in there. And then I think because I can't really fit a prehistory thing in here, and because my workshop is in use, and because, frankly, I don't really think it fits the vibe in here, I've kind of built it specifically around the plants. I think it might just be worth cheesing it a little bit, activating the 2 buzz bonuses, and then just picking that one up so it looks like I only have 2, and then I've got 100%. I think a primary part of that is just that I don't really want to waste your time too much. Although that might decrease my botany buzz, you see. They thought of it. They thought of everything, I tell ya. Can I tuck you in here? No. Can I tuck you down here? Yes. Splendid. So it's got the botany boost. What hypothetically would happen after it's done digesting someone if I picked up the bloomin' buffoon? Yeah, immediately. They cannot coexist, you see. Very well. I think it may mean that we need to do the prehistory playground and cheese it that way, because I don't think keeping the prehistory playground in such a close vicinity is going to cause an issue. You see, a lot of my decorations, particularly this sort of flower arch, is or a metal trellis, excuse me, very utilitarian. I've just put it somewhere where multiple exhibits can benefit from it. I'm not one of these people who's very precious about the way that the museum looks. I'm more about that practicality. Maybe I should be. Maybe if I continue with this, I'll think about putting those like little glass barriers in and really consider things in their placement and stuff like that. But that's just not where I get my enjoyment out of this game, or these games generally. In fact, I find personally that I'm a lot more into the actual gameplay loop, so to speak, than the aesthetic side of things. I didn't even need to place it. Splendid. That's even better. Yes, perfect. We get the security systems. So I could pop one there to ensure they're getting watched. And I fear this curved board is going to get in the way. But it does have the coverage there. Could it be vigilantier? Yes, absolutely. And this is where my sneaky ploy comes in, you see. Because I left a space in the other museum specifically for this, and I could find a way. I could shrink those toilets and put it here. Because in truth, I am not hugely a fan of this kind of layout right now. And I don't think these toilets really need to be so big at the entrance. That is still getting picked up, yeah. Perfect. That's fine. So what I think we'll do is shrink this toilet down. And then, because it doesn't actually need to be very big, the security room, the security camera, HQ, or whatever the technical term is. I think it only needs to be 2x3, so we can make that happen here. And then the camera room can go like that. That might cause a little bit of congestion in this kind of area, but we could also build it out a little bit. No, I think the right thing to do in this instance is going to be to extend this wall a little bit further. I just said I'm not too precious about my museum's layout, and yet here I am being a little bit precious about my museum's layout. What could I say? We'll pop that there, and then we will... And then I think we can build it with a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit like that, maybe. I guess I could have an entrance here, but I don't really see the benefit unless I can put 2 doors. Oh, that is nifty, actually. And that kind of serves... No, I'm being a little bit silly with that assessment, I think. I'm trying to be a bit too clever, a bit too coy. We shall certainly get the security fuel, have some coffee, and I don't think any of these actually improve proceedings, so I'm gonna decorate it at least a little bit. I'd be very unlikely to get it at a 3, and I know this. Not least just because of the size of the place. Although I am close. Get the security light. Just a little red light. There we go. We got the 3. And now I can train some of my guards to use the camera room. Now this is what I've been waiting for. We get the strolling surveillance as well, which is also something very useful, I think anyway. Get you strolling, give you the camera room. Yeah, I think that's fine on that front. Because you're on level 3 already, you won't be too far away. So we'll give you the happy thoughts, 10% happiness boost. Just to see, this is what I mean. Is that just like on a base level, or from the moment they finish the training, they get 10% happier, which then will just decrease over time. And then, yes, I need to place some security cameras. That would be very useful, given that I do have a camera room now, wouldn't it? Could we do one on each side here? I think that's right. We can do one here to watch that. The only issue really is the distance. See, it's out now. But I can go there. It's got to be very specific, you see. Which means, really, ideally, I would have had it more over this area. But I don't really want to make any big changes to the way this part looks right now. Just looking visually to see if there's anything I can do to make that work there, just so it's a bit more central. But it's not. But I suppose while I'm building this part out, I can account for a camera room. Yeah, I think I could make that work. In theory, anyway. Obviously, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Ignore that. It's me cracking open a nice beverage. You have to do the refreshing sip noise, or no one will know that you've had a refreshing drink. I don't make the rules. I can't really move that over, can I? Because it's got to be near the Mister and the garden sign. I was thinking I could build this bit out a little bit. I suppose I could get a camera room here, build that out, make that sort of 3x3. I think that is going to be the play. I'm ready for a 2-star evaluation. Okay. Once you've discovered a new exhibit theme, you can introduce it to any of your museums. Even exhibits of the same theme can have totally different requirements. Post a job ad. Yes, yes indeed. That is the important aspect of it, I suppose. And then we can copy this room. I think we have enough money to do so. We shall pop the door. Very specific. Unfortunately, the wall clock is getting in the way. Pop that over there, pop that there, and then bang, we have another camera room, which will be very useful for ensuring that we can have a little bit of security here, even if there's no one at the chair. And we're out of money. Perfect. That might have something to do with it. All of my guards were trading, and no one's picked up my donations. Whoopsie. Well, we learn from our mistakes, don't we, friends? I think that's probably, to be fair, a sign that we could do with, or someone that decreases happiness. Happiness is quite important generally. Is it worth having another assistant? Yes, as we've only got 6, I am intending to put another gift shop in eventually. Display exhibits from 3 different themes. Okay, well we can get that with the exhibit showcase. That's fine. Yeah, so we can make that work. Apologies for that if you heard that. Let me close that. I have no idea if that picked up the noise my social media made. Yeah, I'm social. I'm a social guy. You know how it is. Training's all complete. That's lovely stuff. We're actually making like record time for the second half of this star, it would seem, which is always a plus. Is it worth having a third botany expert to run a tour? I don't know, but I think it is definitely worth having another guard, especially as at least 2 of them now are going to be in these camera rooms. That's kind of what I put him in for, and that does reach. Excellent. Because I do very much want my pterodactyl to be okay. That's the only part that doesn't reach it. So I'm thinking we should put the security chair on that side. It gives pretty solid overall coverage, I think. But that's another guard that kind of needs to be accounted for in that sense. So bean-brained and globetrotter. Robust, strolling surveillance. Yeah, I like the strolling surveillance. That's a pretty nifty thing to have for someone who I'm going to prioritize as being a stroller, as it were. Maybe I should set up a tour for this now. And again, that's kind of feeding into the idea that perhaps it is worth having another botany specialist. Yeah, I think I try not to hire people who might cause more issues. Vomino is, I don't see a lot of vomit come up really in this game. I don't know if it's because I try and make sure that everyone is healthy and okay, but there we go. We do have a third. So now they can be 1 on break, 1 running tours, and 1 looking after the exhibits. And that feels right to me, I think. Is there enough security in this room? Yeah. I'm being silly. Don't mind me, friends. Now I do have a spot directly here for my for my little dude here. Congratulations, you've done it. Oh wow, just like that. I didn't even have to like pass with this yet. Nifty. You're gaining quite the reputation, but you'll need a little more success before the county will give you a 3-star evaluation. Indeed, I will. See what you can do at other museums and come back later when you've increased your curator class. But there it is. I have a cafeteria, a park bench, and a bandage box too. Oh, and a morsel men machine, apparently. And I can sell posters in the gift shop. Lovely. And toys, of course, in the gift shop, which is nifty as well, I would say. So actually, why don't we do that, just to ensure we get a little bit more revenue from this place. No, I don't want the marine life stuff, in truth. It's kind of not the vibe for me here. Yet, anyway. I know I'm going to have to expand slightly in here. Money's been boosted. That's very useful. So I can upgrade the bandage box. I kind of try to just make sure that my employees aren't really all that injured at all, if I can help it, to be honest. But it's nice to know. Now, what? There's not really anything else I can do immediately here. Oh, but we do have a county archive. Okay, I think we can do that for the sake of this video. I'm trying to keep these videos at roughly uniform length, just for the sake of making it a bit more consistent. And if you're picking up a video, you get a nice hour of snooze. Maybe put them in a playlist. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, but I say we like I have a team. I could put them in a playlist and make it a little bit easier to just put on some consistent, nice background noise, which is, as I say, kind of all I've really wanted from this channel. The kind of thing that I would like. Something cozy to snooze to, something that's not necessarily ASMR, so it can still work as just chilled out background noise, but something that, you know, might be a little bit relaxing, and maybe I give you some of those ASMR tingles. I wouldn't know. And I have to admit, it's not something I ever considered I might be good at, so I prioritized just speaking in my slightly low register here, with the intent of making you feel cozy and snoozy, hence the name. I even keep my intro jingle quiet on purpose. Okay, we'll go back to the museum map and taking a quick look at how long I've been recording for. Not very long, I have to admit, but I think Security and Explorer exhibition, I can't help but feel like the Explorer expedition, hunt down a legendary relic like something from a film. I can't help but feel like maybe it's because it's just tucked away like that. I don't know if that's maybe a DLC or if that's something I haven't even considered. To be honest, that is entirely possible. But I think I will do the security expedition for the sake of ensuring that we kind of understand the security notion, and I make it clear to you lovely people at home.
Welcome back to 2 Point Radio. You're listening to Digging Deeper with Hayley Von Trowell.
Indeed I am, but I don't need to hear that. No disrespect. Criminals stealing the donations as well as the exhibit. Manage museum of without running any expeditions. Run it, manage. Yeah, okay. So I need to earn at least 7.5 grand, which is, I think, doable. What do I currently have in terms of staff? I have no security guards. Okay, this is excellent news. This is good. Oh, but I have quite a lot here, which is pretty ideal. So we'll hire and we'll build immediately a camera room, because security is going to be the important point here, evidently. Might as well stock it with the essentials, make sure he's happy and he's on the ball and he's ready to spot ne'er-do-wells and evil villainy. Can we get that? Can we get to 3 with the plant? We can. That's what I'm after. Not a lot of money right now, though. That's Not ideal at all, if I'm being really honest. But I do need to hire some more anyway, so we'll hire you. Or we'll hire a run it so that they don't all take a break at the same time. Yeah, it's probably worth doing a nimble and peripheral vision, but also could work in there if needs be. That's very useful. And then better get a few of them. At least you better. Unfortunately, I don't really have many finances. Certainly not enough to justify. Can I get a loan? Is that possible? I can get a loan. Interesting. I think it's worth doing. Just to really make sure that no one steals my stuff. Yep. Okay, so I'm seeing some exhibits here that I would like to protect, so we'll pop some security around there. I think I can do with get rid of some of these vines just for the sake of making sure I can get a camera there that's going to get both of them. Not dissimilar here, just to make sure they're both in view. And then to watch out on that stink plant. Don't need anything there in the gift shop. Get a camera on that one. Get a camera over here. Get a camera. I feel like I might as well tuck that sort of right in the corner, really. But no, I want to see the people. There, like that. I don't have the. I'm thinking too far ahead in the game, you see, because you can get a security camera that's on like a stand, and it has one either side, which is particularly useful. But I will get the security chair just to keep a kind of overall watchful eye over. If I can get a security camera in here, it's worth doing, or multiple. Better to be comically over secure than sorry on this particular mission, I would say. I'll pop that there as well. And then I think I'm starting to reach where it doesn't get to. No, I've still got some room here, still got some leeway. And I think on some level that is entirely protected. Now you might be wondering why I'm paying special attention to the entrances of the toilets. There is a very good reason for this. There exist some thieves and ne'er-do-wells who enter and exit through the toilets. And as such, they're interesting little blind spots that are worth keeping an eye on. And now, I think we can run the simulation with at least plenty of eyes on places. Yeah, see, here we go. As the museum gains reputation, different crime people, criminals, I think is the technical term. Different criminal people from different organizations. Different criminal people from different organizations swoop their ways in and do their deeds. Jammy, immune to missing in action events. That's funny. They call it Jammy. Get another one of those in case I need it. And then I think, to be honest, I'm about as set up as I can be. I don't have a huge amount of donations right now, granted. But people are just coming in. Yeah, I don't really mind too much if I'm not making a huge amount of profit, as long as it is safe, and I'm making money through donations, which is my only measure of success on this map, it would seem. And hence, that's kind of got to be my priority. So we'll run the simulation. Sorry if I keep disturbing with the mic moving sounds. I'm trying to find the best way to be, you know, close enough to give the right kind of chill vibes, and so I can speak at a decent volume without blowing your ears out or not getting picked up by my mic and the settings that I implemented to try and make sure that it's not, you know, overwhelming or overpowering. Have one there, and he has been caught. I see one. I see one. Is someone after this guy, or am I going to have to hire somebody? Because he's way too close. Where are we at? I think he's going for the golden molar here. Perfect. And then is anybody making a move on this guy? Because I fear I may just not have enough security guards to capture all of the thieves and collect my donations. Which, of course, is the measure for how I win this level, so to speak. But I'm not seeing anything immediately missing, which is a good sign. We'll keep going with it. Oh, there's one there. There's one gone. No. I need to look around for the hole that the golden molar may have gone in. Oh, they've got him. Oh, he's just a regular criminal. Perfect. Put it back. It doesn't need restoration. It needs to be put back in its place. There we go. Perfect. And that's how I make the money from it as well, which is, as I say, important for winning this level. Yeah, the boggy men. It's a great pun, by the way. I do like it. I feel like that person did just appear in the toilets. Might be a bit of a red flag. Something to keep an eye on. So there's someone right there. And let's also have some people on this side, just to make sure we see a lot of different stuff. See, we got him. We got him. We got him. Yeah, perfect. Caught in the act. There's one there. There's one there doing his thing. He's going to get him. Perfect. He's got him. Perfect. So you've got to keep your eyes peeled on these. There's one there now. There's one there now. Is anyone going to get him? Do I need to hire someone quickly just to get him? Not that being nimble or... well, I guess shatterproof is useless on this map, but nimble would be useful. I don't think they're going to get there in time, so I want to play it safe. And also now you can prioritize on donations, which needs to be a priority. Who's this? No, that's just some guy. That's fine. Not criminal. Just a person. Just some person. There's one there. And there they go. They got him, you see. Another one there as well. They were both going for the same exhibit. Oh, crime is insane, this place. They have absolutely ruined. Look at this area here. This is a mess. This is unbelievable. What on earth happened here? Is that the one that's now being caught? Yeah. Okay, well. Tex Diamond can get you, because I don't think anyone's really on this side. They're not far away from it, but yeah. And then let's also, with peripheral vision, very useful. Even if I'm not making money necessarily, as long as I'm earning those donations, that is a win in and of itself. Now I need to really sweep up the litter here. They don't set you up for a huge amount of success. Fresh out the gate on this, I have to say. Okay, there's at least another donation up there. He's doing it. Yeah, they got him. See, that's just not enough. We need another donation pot. Something get you. No one is interested in my plants. No one's interested in my botany. It's a true tragedy. I don't think it's donations that are actively collected. I think it's just donations that are being given that are kind of the measurement. Kind of shuffling their way through here.
Thieves have been prevented from escaping.
Happy days, they haven't even made it here yet. It's not great, really, is it? I think this bit being just a staff entrance might not be the right move. If I were to do it again, which I might do depending on how much time is left in this video, I was going to say I'd be worried that wouldn't be interesting to watch, but I suppose in a way that's kind of the right fit for a snoozy channel. I don't want to be too interesting. I want to be soothing. I don't know what that sticker is. The Boggy Men catch 5. Perfect. Well, yes, I've done that. Unless someone had been like just straight out falling in. God, they are really doing me dirty here in this specific area, aren't they? I mean, what is going on? Yeah, you do seem to need reminding. Very foolish. Still got all my exhibits. I'm close, but I'm not going to get it. Oh, unlock the security camera post. That's exactly the thing that I would have wanted. Which actually might help. How long have I been recording for? Yeah. Problem is that does take longer than 5 minutes or so, which I think is going to be round about how long I have. Well, look, we did it at the very least, and that in its way is a win. This is fine for me. I think that's close enough to an hour that we can call it here. So join me when I head back to Passwater Cove and implement some of the stuff that we have learned here with analysis machines and security cameras, and get ourselves another 2-star museum. This is Snoozy Games. Sleep well.